football season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Escaping the pressure right. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep left. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
At their own 26-yard line.
Taylor and the Chargers come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play.
A fake to Eckler. Now here's Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. They'll try it. Taylor. He lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. Disappointing into the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Joey Bosa, the Pro Bowler, in there to get him to the ground.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You were talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over. So
after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Taylor now off the bootleg. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack.
2 yards.
3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10.
27-yard line.
A first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from down in Arizona. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. They go play fake. Mahomes. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep. And got his man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
The tackle made.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. First catch on that one for Kelsey, and it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Now a toss left side for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
32.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. On play action, it's Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports.
Chargers, nothing.
The Charger drive about to get going.
This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about.
He's got a man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 45 yards.
31 yards.
For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They're looking at a first and goal from about the 9. He'll get this to Eckler. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. They're going to go toss right side with Eckler. Showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be third and goal now.
6-yard gain.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Now it's Taylor. It's intercepted at the goal line. Well, it's picked. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Chiefs take over.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Ricky Seals Jones. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score. Chiefs 17. Chargers nothing. Harrison Butker.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
At their own.
Only able to get it to the 2-yard line on his return. Not going to make a lot of friends on your team when you only get it that far.
The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On second down, Eckler. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Taken down at the 11-yard line. A 2-yard pickup.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And they're going to get the first out here as he's up to the 14. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
1st and 10.
Play action. It's Taylor. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. It's complete to Williams. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. 11 yards there, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard.
They go play action with Taylor. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. They'll run it with Williams. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Darrell Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
Point after.
A 1-yard run on 1st down, another one on 2nd. It might not do much for the yards per carry average, but it gets him 6 points.
And at contract time, you want to show touchdowns scored way more than you want to show yards per carry.
Kansas City.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Joe Reed returning. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
On the return, the Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by now. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And that's Alex Okafor who gets in to register the sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Buying time to his left. He's going to look for Allen now with a deep ball. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they get...
And now look at this. Big game, a fumble. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free. but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Edwards-Helaire on the counter. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Harrison Butker in a kickoff for Kansas City.
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. Here's Reed returning. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
On the return, the Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 40.
They go play action here on first down. Dancing to his left. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now this throw caught left side. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10 from the gun. It's a give to Peterson. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
Brought him down. The tackle made back at the 44-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Taylor escaping the pressure right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the Pro Bowl wideout Keenan Allen there. 3rd down here.
It's now 3rd down and 14.
Now it's the backup Herbert. He's going to let it go end zone for Allen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Right back for Allen. This time he finds it complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Not off often do fourth down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down on the move to his left. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Third and long, it's Herbert. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Demarcus Robinson, the intended target on that one. And that'll bring up second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Watkins, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Throwing is Mahomes on third. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return, it's King. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And he'll find Hall. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. This pass finds its way to Williams. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Intended for Marvin.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Herbert. Forced out to his left. He'll run it. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On third down, Taylor eluding the pressure right. Well, it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. Man, and he hits him in stride. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the sticks make it. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Rashad Breeland. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Chiefs take over.
Well, they definitely figured out something defensively at halftime, Charles. That's now 2 drives and 2 interceptions here in this third quarter.
And I think the easy thing for us to say is, boy, they made an adjustment, didn't they? Or they showed him something different. I'm not so sure it's that as much.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs just continue to pour it on. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. So they went 2 yards in the wrong direction on the last pass play, and now it's 3rd and 12. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Time long.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Right back to Edwards-Helaire on 1st down. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Here's Edwards-Helaire.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Chiefs 41, Chargers nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and now that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert able to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
3-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
7-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And incomplete, a disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. An opportunity to change momentum. Big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Here's King.
A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
15-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Flushed out right. And that's into the hands of Eckler. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. He gives it up. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
He was brought
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
third down and 10.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Here's Taylor. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
He's taken down.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 6 yards in the wrong direction that time. Not only that, but it brings up 4th. One last throw here for Herbert. He's going to let it fly. His 3rd interception. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Chiefs, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.